Tyson Fury and Floyd Mayweather changed the sport of boxing across the board forever. And with that being said, you're going to really get a lot out of this segment. So if you're an MMA fighter, a trainer, it does not matter. If you're in the boxing game, you want to see this post and you want to learn how those guys single-handedly changed the game. Now, without any further ado, make sure you drop down in the comment box where you're watching from. But what we're going to get into right now is the actual formula that they use. Tyson Fury and Floyd Mayweather have two things in common. One, the record, both undefeated. The second thing they have in common is they know how to put asses in seats. And so how do they go about doing it? Because it's not a secret unless you just want to throw hands up and think that that's going to be how you get to the next level of boxing, which is not. It's just like politics. There's a process, there's a method, there's a system in which it works. You can be a bureaucrat, you can be a Democrat, you gotta know the game or you'll be left behind. That's why the rich get richer and the poor keep complaining. Why don't they know how to do it? Here's the formula on how to blow your brand up. When you look at Floyd Money Mayweather, this is an individual who understood how to play to his audience. His audience wanted to see the flash, the cachet, the total control and dominant mindset that he brought to the game. Now, when you look at Tyson Fury was an individual who is very vocal and he knows how to put words in the right place and get up under his opposition's skin in a way. But what they both were doing at the exact same time that most people don't understand is they were putting your ass in a seat, whether it's at the actual arena or if you were going to get the pay-per-view. But they found a way to do this, and this is kind of what we have focused on doing. I've been in promotion since about the year 2004, right? 2004, I got into helping with promotions and realizing that there's an entirely different side to this sport. And we look at it as fans. What we do is we get all excited about the actual fight, but the people who put the show on, the promoters, they want to show you more. So they give you all access. They give you 24/7. They give you countdown. The UFC uses this business model. And what they do is they bring you inside of the story. And guess what? You're doing the exact same thing with social media. They're giving you a inside. They're giving you a behind the scenes. And what does that do each day? You're starting to pull more people into your story. They're not just watching you just to watch you. They're looking at you because they're buying into the story. Muhammad Ali said it best. If you like me or if you hate me, it does not matter. You're still a fan. You're paying for those front row tickets or you're buying my closed circuit to see me lose. It doesn't matter as long as you pay me. That's what these guys are doing. Conor McGregor is another one. He understands how to put on the black hat. Floyd Mayweather learned how to put on the black hat. Oscar De La Hoya played to the golden boy. Gold medal Olympian. World champion. I think 5 different divisions. These things are not, no, 6. These guys were all calculated. And so Bob Arum understood that De La Hoya was a golden boy like Sugar Ray Leonard. He didn't have to market himself but so many ways because people like the good guy. You know, people still love Sugar Ray Leonard. He was the good guy no matter what cloud they try to put over him. He was a good guy. So how do you frame this up? First thing that we do, like what we do, is being in the world of promotions and knowing how to take an athlete and bring people into their story and fill the arena. If that's what you are trying to do with your fighter. I got fighters coming up to us and asking, you know, what is your biggest dream? What is your focus? It's like, I want to be on the main event card. You want to be on the main event? Well, what about the guy who's about to spend $3.5 million on the arena? That he wants to make his money back because he also has bills to pay and also has a family to feed. You're never thinking about that, but you got to stop and think about how do you serve those guys by getting more people interested in you. How do you get people interested in you? First, you have to understand how to tell your story. Floyd Mayweather likes to show you shine. Tyson Fury likes to show you this gregarious figure who's just always permeating with his mouth, with his diction, with his size. He uses those things, his confidence. Confidence like Muhammad Ali. When you are a person and you look for a hero, they become your hero. And this is exactly how people right now who would have never had that opportunity or making the $1 million, but now using their cell phone camera. And so that's kind of what we are doing with guys who are in the market to blow themselves up and finally get to the main events, the main event card, headlining events, being on the side of buildings. It's only about what you know how to do and how you're following that process. Am I making sense? Let me know exactly where you're watching from. This is all about process, planning, strategy, then roll it out in a system. The reality of this thing is called marketing, promoting, and creating the athlete's overall impact on your life. And so we have to show them, here's how you do it if you're someone that's in that world. First, we have a show that has over 640,000 subscribers to it, right? So what we do is bring them on our show, the fighters, the trainers, and what we do is interview them. And we break it down and tell their story. Now, what we know, because I'm doing collectively, you may not know this, or you never heard this, that what we do is with that audience that we pull in, which is millions, it doesn't matter how many millions, if you only got 1 million, if you can get 1 million people to listen to a man's story, which is what we're going to do, and tell the story and make sure that we hit things that people are interested in, because you want to know how to reach your highest good. Why in the hell are you listening to this if you're not trying to get a pearl? Okay, the next thing you have to do is find out more. See, advertising the athlete, the fighter, the Conor McGregors of the world, it's all about what more? Rock, Dwayne Johnson, what more? Or are you just a musclehead walking around? No, you give them interest. So you build that interview around the content that you're going to build. And then you spread it out over the course of a month. And you learn how to use stories, reels, and keeping them engaged and giving them value and letting them know how in the hell to get stronger like you. How in the hell to get faster like you. How do you actually eat? This is how you bring people into your story, people, and you make it make sense to them and their world. So if you're understanding that there's a process, and that's how Jake, that's how Logan, that's how KSI, that's how Ryan Garcia have played the game. Tank is an anomaly. He's just big time. He's just doing what Mike Tyson did. He knocked people out to get his fan base. But Ryan Garcia, he's using the same method in which I'm telling you about. That's why when you go to his social media, you see a lot of him doing a lot of different things. But there's a framework that goes around this thing, and it's rolled out in a systematic manner. And so that's how those guys, Tyson Fury, Floyd Mayweather, have changed the sport of boxing exponentially. They've set the bar like Mike Tyson did with the numbers to strive for. Floyd Mayweather catapulted those numbers with De La Hoya, then Canelo Alvarez, then Manny Pacquiao, and Conor McGregor. And so then years later, here comes Logan and Jake, KSI. Ryan sneaks through, showing things that show him in a different light. He's also a permeating figure as a model. Canelo Alvarez, the same thing. So if you're trying to build your athlete, take the model that the promoters are using and steal it from the Mayweathers, the Furies, and the Jake Pauls of the world. Ngannou got wise and started doing it. Mike Tyson's doing it. He was once Gervonta Davis, just attracting people by knocking people out. And then he got wise. He said, hey, I can actually calculatedly do this. And that's what he's doing. And so that's what we do. We help our guys under our banner. We give them insight, and then we show the map, and then we roll it out. And that's why when you see people on our show doing interviews, there's much more to it than that. Now, next week, we're going to bring in a UFC fighter who's also fought on the PFL, and we want you guys to take a look, because this is a dynamo waiting to happen. I'm talking explosive power, explosive strength, and an absolute dynamo. Can choke you out and he can knock you out. So this is an anomaly. So next Wednesday, you gotta be here. This is one that you don't want to miss. And what we're gonna do is show Jermell Jones on the Fight Show, because we're gonna do exactly what you want in that show. Who's up next? The Dynamo. We created a new sport where the MMA world comes into the boxing world and makes a mega event, and that's exactly where this thing is going. So hopefully this gave you some value. If you're not following the page by now, then I guess you got a reason to. And once again, we're also building an audience so that you now can learn some things that can help take you to your next level. If you're in the fight game, this is the blueprint. And that is what we share with you on an everyday basis. So that's all I got for right now. Continue blessings, and special shouts out to my brother and the School of Boxing group over here on Facebook, and all of you guys who have been supporting the page. We made it to our 10,000 stars. Congratulations to us for bringing in the best fans in the world. Keep it locked, because next week we're bringing in my guy, the absolute monster. Be blessed at God's speed, guys, and I'll see you in the winner's circle.